It's
The film opens in 1991, in the quiet town of Kettle Springs, Missouri. A group of teens is hanging out around a bonfire near the old Baypen corn syrup factory, drinking, laughing, and soaking in the night. Among them is a blonde girl toying with a vintage Baypen music box. She exchanges flirty glances with her boyfriend and lures him playfully into the cornfield. As they wander deeper into the rows, she teasingly undresses and disappears into the dark. He follows, but quickly loses track of her. Suddenly, he stumbles upon an odd footprint. Before he can react, she jumps out, throwing blood on him, then collapses dead. A shadow moves through the corn. He panics and runs but trips. That's when a terrifying figure in a clown mask, known as Friendo, emerges and slaughters him. Cut to the present day. Dr. Glenn and his daughter Quinn are driving into town, relocating after the recent death of Quinn's mother. Glenn jams to 80s rap, much to Quinn's annoyance. When they arrive, they discover there's no cell service, a bad start to a fresh chapter. The next morning, Quinn gets ready for her first day at her new high school. She refuses a ride from her dad, determined to be independent. As she opens the door, she jumps. There's a boy standing right outside. He introduces himself as Rust, their neighbor. Glenn jokes that he's her escort, and they head off together. At school, Quinn arrives late to class. The teacher, Mr. Verne, tries to maintain order, but the class erupts in laughter. They've plastered his face onto a ripped bodybuilder poster. Furious, he hands out a pop quiz, only to discover the students have replaced it with his online dating profile. Humiliated, he storms out. Later, Quinn befriends a guy named Cole and his group: Janet, Ronnie, Tucker, Matt, and a few others. Cole even shows her a video they filmed where Tucker and Matt dress up as Friendo, mocking the old urban legend. That evening, Quinn and her dad eat at a local diner. The sheriff, Dunn, walks in and warns Glenn to keep Quinn away from Cole's crew. He blames them for the fire that destroyed the syrup factory. Quinn ignores the warning and joins the group anyway. The teens plan to steal alcohol from a nearby store. Tucker and Matt fake a fight to distract the shop owner Otis, while the rest snatch bottles and flee. That night, they drink and joke around in the woods. When Matt steps away to pee, Quinn asks Cole about the fire. He admits they were shooting a video in the abandoned factory when faulty wiring sparked a blaze. The town blames them, but they say it was an accident. Suddenly, Matt stumbles back, bleeding, panicked, claiming someone attacked him. A masked killer charges at Quinn, but it turns out to be Tucker playing a prank. Everyone laughs it off, but the tension lingers. After the group leaves, Cole and Quinn share personal stories: her mom's overdose, his sister's tragic death. A connection begins to form. Later, Cole drops Quinn off. They kiss in the car, until her father spots them and angrily breaks it up, warning Cole to stay away. Upset, Quinn re-watches the prank video they shot earlier. But something catches her eye: a second real Friendo lurking in the background. She snaps a screenshot and sends it to Tucker. Tucker checks the video just as he gets an alert from his doorbell camera. Someone in a Friendo mask is outside. Assuming it's a joke, he grabs a Nerf gun to investigate. Inside, he finds a Baypen music box in his closet. Confused, he turns, and Friendo slashes his throat with a sickle, killing him instantly. The next day is the town's Founders' Day festival. The mayor, Arthur Hill, who's also Cole's father, delivers a speech as a vibrant parade rolls by. A juggler in a Friendo mask performs tricks on a unicycle, but then disaster strikes. A flaming prop lands on a giant clown float, setting it ablaze. As panic erupts, the massive float burns and chaos spreads through the streets. Sheriff Dunn arrives and immediately points fingers at Cole and his friends, accusing them of sabotage. Tensions in Kettle Springs are about to explode. With no evidence, the sheriff arrests the entire group and throws them in jail. While they sit in their cell, a grim old man warns them, "Stay away from Friendo, or you'll all end up dead." Elsewhere, Matt is alone in his garage lifting weights when he finds another creepy Baypen music box. Brushing it off as yet another prank, he continues his workout, until Friendo silently sneaks in behind him. Matt laughs, assuming it's one of his buddies, but the laughter dies when Friendo grabs the barbell and brutally decapitates him. Later, Glenn bails the teens out of jail. That night, while he sleeps, Quinn sneaks out to meet Cole. They drive to a farmhouse party where the whole crew is already celebrating. Quinn and Cole dance, share drinks, and eventually sneak away to a shed to make out, but Cole suddenly pulls away distant. Frustrated, Quinn storms off and bumps into Janet and Ronnie. Ronnie jokes about Cole's habit of pushing people away, but tensions rise fast. When Janet makes a snide comment, Quinn snaps and a fight nearly breaks out. But before it can escalate, a scream cuts through the night. Staggering out of the cornfield is their friend Ginger, bloodied and barely conscious with a crossbow bolt lodged in her back. She collapses before she can explain anything. The group thinks it's another twisted prank, until Friendo suddenly hurls Matt's severed, mask-wearing head into their circle. Silence falls. Then panic erupts. The real Friendo steps out of the cornfield, armed and lethal, firing bolts at the terrified teens. They run. Quinn and the others sprint to the barn where they find Rust, who grabs a shotgun and returns fire, managing to wound Friendo. But as Rust moves in to unmask the killer, more masked Friendos rise from the cornfield, each armed, each deadly. One lunges at Quinn, but Cole arrives just in time to tackle him. The group flees into a nearby shed, slamming the door behind them. Back at home, Glenn wakes to find Quinn gone. Alarmed, he heads out to search for her. Meanwhile, in the shed, the teens try to call 911, no signal. Friendo begins breaking through the door. In desperation, they discover a hidden tunnel beneath the floor. Quinn, Cole, Janet, and Ronnie escape through it, while Russ stays behind, rigging a makeshift bomb from farming tools and chemicals. The group crawls through the underground passage, just as the shed explodes behind them, taking several Friendos with it. At the same time, Glenn arrives at his clinic, only to discover the front door forced open. Inside, he's ambushed and dragged into an operating room where another injured Friendo lies on a table. A voice from behind the mask issues a chilling ultimatum. Save him, or your daughter dies. With no choice, Glenn begins the surgery. Outside, Quinn and the others emerge from the tunnel and reach the road. A car approaches, they wave it down in desperation. But it's Sheriff Dunn. The moment he sees Cole holding a gun, he arrests him without hesitation, ignoring all explanations. Despite Quinn's protests, the sheriff hauls Cole away, leaving the girls behind. As the patrol car drives off, Quinn grows suspicious. Why was only Cole arrested when they were all together? The others don't want to think, they just want to survive. The girls press on toward the Tillerson farmhouse. But before they get there, more Friendos emerge, surrounding them again. They flee into the cornfields. Quinn leads them through the maze, but Ronnie stumbles, and falls into a woodchipper machine, dying instantly in a gruesome moment. Shaken, Quinn and Janet finally reach the Tillerson house. Inside, they find a Friendo sitting motionless in a chair. Janet cautiously approaches and checks. He appears dead, or is he? Suddenly, a rotary phone rings from upstairs. Quinn and Janet rush up, only to realize they have no idea how to use it. As they look around for answers, Quinn spots a bulletin board covered in old newspaper clippings about Baypen's factory shutdown. Alongside them are photos of local teens, some of them familiar. That's when it hits her. This was all a setup. From the very beginning. Suddenly, the eerie sound of the music box plays downstairs. They rush down, only to discover the Friendo they thought was dead is very much alive. Before they can react, he impales Janet to the ceiling with a pitchfork. Screaming, Quinn yanks it from her friend's body and drives it through the killer's chest, finally ending him. But she never unmasks him. Meanwhile, at the clinic, Glenn makes a grim decision. He removes the injured Friendo's life support. As the other masked attacker rushes to intervene, Glenn uses the moment to stab him in the neck and escapes to find his daughter. Back at the Tillerson farmhouse, Quinn tries to start the old truck, but it won't turn over. Suddenly, she's surrounded by more Friendos. They drag her out and take her to the one place she never wanted to see again, the abandoned Baypen factory. She wakes up, bloodied, furious, and demands to know who's behind the masks. One by one, they reveal themselves. Sheriff Dunn, her teacher Mr. Verne, the store owner Otis, and the waitress Trudy. But the real shock comes last. Mayor Arthur Hill, Cole's own father, steps forward. And he's the mastermind. Quinn asks why. With chilling calm, the mayor delivers his twisted monologue. This town used to stand for something. Values. Tradition. Discipline. But your generation? You destroyed it. So we're taking it back, one death at a time. Then he reveals Cole, still alive, but hanging from a noose. Hill accuses Cole of not being his real son and blames him for his daughter's death. He orders Sheriff Dunn to shoot Quinn. But before the trigger is pulled, Glenn crashes his car into the factory, knocking over a massive pile of wood, instantly crushing Trudy and Otis. He yells for Quinn to run. She bolts, racing into another room and finding dozens of Friendo costumes. When Dunn enters, she throws one on and blends in. As he passes, she pulls off the mask, shoves a baton into his mouth, and kills him. Meanwhile, Mayor Hill escapes in Glenn's car, leaving Cole to die. Just in time, Rust arrives, taking a perfect shot that frees Cole from the rope. Quinn rushes in, only to find Cole and Rust kissing. She pauses, stunned, but says nothing. Instead, she runs into her father's arms, overwhelmed and relieved. The four of them find an old car and pile in, but it won't start. Glenn calmly walks Quinn through how to get it running. She listens, she tries, and it starts. Just as they're about to drive off, Vern charges at them with a chainsaw. Without flinching, Glenn tells her, "Floor it." Quinn slams the gas, running Vern down and finally ending it. 1 year later. Glenn is running for mayor. Quinn is heading off to college. Both Cole and Rust are there to say goodbye. As she drives away, she notices a Baypen music box sitting in the back seat. Without hesitation, she grabs it and tosses it out the window. No fear. No second thought. Just the open road ahead. And a new beginning. If you enjoyed this chilling movie recap, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest horror breakdowns and thrilling movie summaries. Drop a comment below telling us which horror villain scares you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.